What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ropes. So even though I've told myself and I promised myself that I would never do this again, which is make a video about another YouTube channel, used to do it back in the day. Nothing good ever came from it. Plus, I'm older now. I don't need to be doing shit like that no more. But for non-boxing, I don't even know where to begin. I've been subbed to Fanon for a long time, maybe something like maybe 7, 8 years, something like that. But I think he's even been around longer than that. I think I remember seeing him in the comment sections back in the day, but he really started to get his channel pumping maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. And I used to really enjoy watching Fanon's videos. Used to be the first videos, one of the first channels that I would watch first thing in the morning. I thought that he made well informative videos. But then, for the past couple years, ever since that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, Fanon has completely turned into somebody else, man. I don't know what happened to him, but it's looking weird, man. It doesn't look normal what he's been doing. I mean, he's got to be probably one of the most obsessed, nonsensical, delusional Terrence Crawford haters that I've ever fucking seen, man. I've never seen anything like it. For the past couple of years, I mean, right after the Errol Spence fight, he didn't waste no time. He immediately started the Terrence Crawford is ducking boots saga that lasted for a long time. I can't even tell you how long that shit lasted. But every time one of his videos would pop into my feed, it had something to do about Terrence Crawford being terrified of Boots Ennis. That he's ducking them and avoiding them and moving out of the division because he's scared and just all this nonsense. That anybody with a half a brain listening to him would know that that's nonsense. That he had already said what his plans were after Errol Spence. He already said he was moving out of the division before the fight took place. He even said in the interview that he had a hard time. I think it was in the post-fight press conference. That he had a hard time cutting the weight for that fight. But Fanon, every single day, he just kept pumping out videos about Terrence Crawford being terrified of Boots. That was weird in itself. It didn't really make any sense because Boots is a great fighter. But in my honest opinion, I think that he's wasting too much time trying to live off the names of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Mostly Crawford because Spence has been out for a while. But he's wasted a lot of time. By all this time that's gone by, he should already have a big name of his own. His name is not that big. You can go and ask some casual people, do you know who Boots Ennis is? And they're not going to know yet. He hasn't built his name yet. He should do more like what Benavidez did and just took whatever fights he can get and just stay busy. And take some tough fights too that may not be beneficial for you as far as your finances or risk versus reward, stuff like that. But he still took those fights and he still built a big name for himself. He's a popular name in boxing now. And I don't think that Boots Ennis, even though we know who he is because we're more hardcore fans, but I think that Benavidez has more casual fans than Boots Ennis at this particular point in time. And I would like to see Boots just do something because he really hasn't impressed me over his past few fights. His last fight was real good. I enjoyed his last fight, but if I'm just looking at his overall last three performances, I wasn't really all that impressed by Boots. He does a lot of things that annoy me when I watch him. And, he has some things that he needs to work on, which I'm sure he is. He's still young. But the clock is ticking. It's time for him to just go out and just do something and stop waiting around for big names and stuff. Just stay busy. Keep your name out there. Because he's going to fuck around and have these kids like Abdullah Mason these younger guys become more popular than him, and they just got here, molten and all. They're gonna fuck around and bypass him in popularity. But Fanon was out here, gassing up Boots as if that's the only guy that either him or Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford should be worried about fighting. But he was really on pressing Terrence Crawford to fight him. And even though it didn't make any sense, and we were trying to tell him this, he went on the whole narrative that, oh, we're just saying that he's moving on and doing bigger and better things because we're afraid to see him fight Boots. I'm not worried about Terrence Crawford. I was never worried about that fight. Boots Ennis can't beat Terrence Crawford. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that straight up. That's what I think. That's my belief. He's nowhere on the same level. It's just, that's a different level. He hasn't shown me anything yet to show me that he could beat Terrence Crawford. I never saw it. Or Errol Spence. Maybe Errol Spence, now that he's been on these layoffs and he didn't look the same in his last fight with Terrence Crawford. Maybe now, but before that fight, I didn't give Boots a chance to beat Errol Spence either. I didn't think he was ready for either one of them guys. I mean, bless him for winning those fights. I don't have nothing against him winning those fights. But anyway, I done gone off into something else. That could be a separate video. But he went on a couple of years campaign, at least a year campaign of that. Now, every time one of his videos pop into my feed, it's about VADA testing, suspicious activity with Terrence Crawford, Snack, Victor Conte and Terrence Crawford's secret relationship, and it's just all these weird titles. So right now he's working on insinuating, because we're not dumb, he's trying to paint a narrative that Terrence Crawford is juicing. He's on PEDs. That's what the whole thing is. He's going to sit here and use that excuse of, I'm just reporting the reports that are out there. That's nonsense. Okay, because he keeps beating on it. He's pounding that shit out, wall-to-wall coverage over there. How many videos has he made in the past couple weeks over this? He's obsessed. He used to be a really good channel, man. It's sad to see him deteriorate like this because, he has turned into a combination of a Tank Davis and Crawford hate channel. That's kind of like the category I put him in now. And I'm really tired of watching it, man. I be thinking about unsubbing all the time from his channel. Because he puts all this stuff out. He don't even have no proof of any of this stuff. He just says a whole lot of shit. And then when it comes out that it's wrong what he said, he don't even come back to clean this shit up. This is weird, man. I don't understand. We were supposed to be excited when Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fought. As black Americans, we were supposed to be excited. As black people, we were supposed to be excited that our two best were getting together and giving us a show. And it just didn't go that way at all, man. Everything fell apart. The shit was a disaster. A whole war broke out on YouTube between boxing fans. And it was ridiculous. I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. Just pick your guy and then wish the other guy the best if he wins. That's all we got to do. I don't see any other race do this with their fighters, man. I don't see Mexican fighters fighting like this or warring, even when it's over Benavidez and Canelo, because there's a little division there. I don't see it to the extreme that I saw with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. This is the first time I had ever seen anything like this, and I don't like it, man. I really don't. Because it's stupid to me and it's embarrassing, to be honest. Just sit back and watch. I've just been disgusted, man. Just sitting back and watching this shit. I just hope that Fanon gets it together, man. I hope he gets himself checked out because it just looks weird. It's not normal. Even the look in his eye, man, it's just not right. Something is off with him, man. I'm starting to think something else is going on over there. Because it doesn't make no sense to wake up every morning and make sure you get out at least 2 Terrence Crawford propaganda videos. And then sourcing an idiot like Boxing Ego. Like anybody gives a fuck about his opinion. Anyway, I hope you get that shit together, man, over there. I'm out.